My name is Siddhajananda, and today I'm going to be showing you how to store your gladiola bulbs. Now, ordinarily you would want to dig these up a little earlier in the year. This is February, but here we got a very hard freeze early in the year, and I wasn't able to dig them up until December. Ordinarily I would have dug them up in November. So they have been sitting around waiting for me to get them prepared to go into a bag and into cold storage. Gladiolas, they are a corm, they're not a bulb, and they're kind of, this is a small one, but this is what they're shaped like. They're kind of flat on the bottom, and then they come up to a point on the top so that you'll know which is the bottom and which is the top of them. Here's the top of the corm, and here's the bottom of the corm. But right now what we're going to do mainly is clean these guys up and get them ready to be stored away. So this is the only one that I could find that actually had the old bulb still on it. And as you can see, it's just a piece of dried junk on there. So you just want to break all that old dried stuff off of there as much as possible. Clean the bulb up. Leave the skins on the outside. It's okay to leave the skins on the outside. And just get as much of the dirt and the old bulb is still on there. There we go. So if you can see that, and I may take a picture of one of these, a close-up for you, but this is all nice and clear on the bottom now. So that guy's all ready to go. Here's the bulb with the old corm on it, and presto, change-o, here's the corm all clean. That's a nice size bulb. It's good and firm. It's a good size bulb, so that's a good one for planting next year. Now these little guys that I have out here, they're called cormels. We have corms for the big ones, cormels or cormlets. These won't bloom, but it's always a good idea to plant a few of these because your bulbs, your corms, they're not bulbs, they're corms, will only last about 5 years. So as you're growing these big enough to start blooming, these guys are doing the blooming. Once these guys are no longer any good, then your little guys will be big enough to give you more blooms. So you do want to keep some of those. I'm just going to clean this. I'm going to tear the old roots off of there and just clean anything that might be left of the old bulb off of there. Clean any excess dirt off. And there's another one. I'm going to keep some of the larger cormels. In order to dry the bulbs, all I did was put them into this pan right here and let them set. Here's a cormel or cormlet that's big enough to keep, so I'll keep that guy. Ideally, you'd like to spread them out, well, wash them off, which I couldn't do because it was already so late in the winter that I couldn't hook the hose up. But you would like to wash them off, get the excess dirt on them. Then you set them out to dry on a flat surface in a single layer in something like this, or a box, or some way that you can layer them in a single layer. Allow them to dry completely. Then you have to sort through them, pick out the ones that are bad. Really big one. This one is big enough that it may give me 2 blooms. These smaller ones will probably only give me 1 stalk. This is the mother lode. This is the biggest one I dug up. There's another little cormel worth keeping. This guy is huge, humongous, and I'm going to be really excited to see. Ideally, you do not want them to sprout before you store them away. Everything that I'm going to toss out into the compost pile into this pan right here. Make sure that all of your bulbs are really firm, really substantial. Anything that's shriveled or soft you want to discard. That's another reason for drying them in a single layer, because then if you have any that are diseased, you can take care of that at that time, and they won't get disease over all the other. This one has a rotten spot on it. So I will discard this one because it will not grow. It probably won't grow, and it definitely won't bloom. So you need to have a cool, dry place to store these. And for some people that's a problem. Like, we don't have a garage or any outbuildings on our property yet. Those are coming in the near future. So what I'm going to do, and what I found, is that our master bedroom closet is quite cool. And I'm going to put them in the bags over here, and then I'm going to put them in the master bedroom closet. That will cool them down enough for them to think that we've gotten another chill, and they won't continue to try to grow. They'll stop. It hasn't been very long at all. Now, for the amount of effort I'm putting here, a lot of people complain about plants that they're supposed to dig up every year. And These are one of them in this area. Now, the ones that were up against the house have come back every year without fail because they don't get too cold. The ones that were further away from the house, some of them came back up. So I will, if I want to ensure that I continue to have a nice flow of gladiolus, I will have to dig them every year. But I love them so much after not having grown them for many, many years because of the stigma of having to dig them up every year. I just decided on a whim. I think they had the bulbs on sale for half price. And so I bought a couple packages and I put them in the ground and I was like, they were so cool. I didn't mind. That one's almost round. And then this one's almost completely flat, and they're both gladiolus. So I think that's pretty interesting that they can be so varied in shape and so varied in size. I mean, the mature sizes of many of these, you know, this is a good mature one, but look at the size of that one compared to this one, you know? So there they are. They're all cleaned up. I do have a mess on the paper, but I'll just dump that into here and be finished with it. So now, they say that you can put it in a netted bag like this, or you can put them in paper bags, or you can put them in nylon stockings. It needs to be something that will breathe. So we eat a lot of citrus, and this is a lemon bag. I'm just going to dump them into the lemon bag. Of course, I'm going to place them in there carefully because many of them have little end sprouts on them. Ordinarily, you'd be able to just dump them in here without paying much attention to it, but I can't do that because they have started. This is a great way to recycle your vegetable or your fruit bags. One thing you do have to watch out for if you live in the country is critters eating your bulbs. Now, daffodil bulbs are poisonous, so you don't have any problem there. But with your other bulbs, you do need to make sure you put them away in such a manner that mice and little munching critters like that can't can't or don't guys. Get to them. And then what I'm going to do is just take all these little guys, just so that they're all kind of together. That way I won't have to sort them out too much, although it looks like they're kind of falling in amongst all the others, but at least they're all in the same bag. And that's it. Now all I have to do is clean up. I'm going to take these right now and stick them in the closet in the master bedroom. This is Siddhartha. Happy gladiolus.